Here's an interesting common word that has many meanings and functions within the English language. Even though it only has 3 letters, it can serve many purposes. It also has 2 different pronunciations, depending on the situation. Today's word is use. First of all, it is worth mentioning that this word can be pronounced in 2 ways. First of all, it can be pronounced as use, to use something. In this sense, we are saying that a tool, machine, or device is being put into practical service. You use that particular thing. You use a particular thing for a certain purpose. You might use an umbrella to keep you dry on a rainy day. You might use a spade to dig a hole. Then we have the other pronunciation. The function of a certain thing can be described as its use. The thing you use has a use. The use is what it does, the function it performs, what that particular thing is used for. A thing might also have many uses. It can be used in more than one way. A certain type of tool can have more than one use. One can use it in many different ways. The purpose of something can be described as what it is used for, what it does, the function it performs. The word used can also refer to an item that is not new. It has already been used by someone. It is not new. It is used. For example, a used car. The car is not new. It has already been driven. Something used can often be described as second-hand. A thing that a person did regularly but now is no longer done can be described as something they used to do. In this sense, we are saying that they no longer do it. They might say, I used to go out on a Saturday night with my friends, but now I don't. In this sense, we are being told that something which was done often is no longer done at all. They used to do it often, but now they don't do it at all anymore. We might ask someone how often they use something. By this, we are inquiring as to how frequently something is done. For example, how often do you use the local bus service? How often do you use a credit card to pay for things? Once again, it is worth remembering that the word use and use are pronounced differently and have different meanings. It is possible to use up something. In this sense, we are saying that a certain thing is becoming less and less in amount or quantity. You might use up the fuel in a car. You can use up the reserved power in a battery. If there is nothing left of something, we might say that it is all used up. You have used up all the fuel. You have used up all the battery power. There is no more left. It has all gone. We can describe something as being useful. A useful thing is something that can be used to make a task easier to carry out. A useful tool can make a normally difficult job easier to complete. A modern electronic device might be described as being useful. It has many functions that make life easier. This means that the device is useful. A person might be described as useful if they are good at doing something. A person with a particular skill might be described as useful. We can also say that you are using something. In this sense, we are saying that the thing in question is being used at that moment, or it is something that you often use. We might ask someone what type of smartphone device they use. They will most likely reply with, "I am now using an Apple device," or "I am now using an Android device." It is possible to reuse something. An item that was put aside for a period of time might be reused. That thing is used again. Something thrown away might be reused by another person. Something discarded and unwanted can be reused for the same or a different purpose. You might describe recycling as a type of reusing of things. To reuse is to use again or put something to a different use. We might also describe it as repurposed or recycled. An object can be described as useless. It has no use. It can no longer be used. A broken device or a worn-out tool can be described as being useless. It is no longer fit for the purpose. It no longer functions. It is useless. We can also describe a person as useless if they are no good at their job. They serve no useful purpose. That person is useless. Use, use, used, useful, useless, reuse, unused. So as you can see, a simple word can have many different meanings. It is possible to use in many ways. The word can be used in many different ways. In fact, you might say that it has many uses. You might even describe it as useful. It is another useful word that you can use in your English speech as you slowly become used to using English every day.